Welcome to our fourth video about data tables. In our last video, we have shown how we can modify row values inside a data table. In particular, we have shown either through a for each loop or a for loop how we can change the row value if the column size is of a certain value. Now that we have done that, might want we might want to add a new column to the data table and assign to this column a value for each row. So let's comment this code out. And let's use the same data table and add a new column. How we can do that? We can do that doing data table dot column dot add, and here we say new data column and we give a name to this data column. Name, which could be we added size, X, and let's say age. Okay, now that we added this column, we want to add a value to this column. So let's do it again for each loop. For each, again, data row, and data table dot rows. And what we want to add, that row, which column is the new one we just created, age, equal to 20. Okay, let's see what we get. Exactly, we have age 20 for each row in the data table. Or we could have done it a little bit more interesting. So let's add, for example, a variable. So let's say in equal in I equal to 0, and let's put I plus, and so now instead of 2, let's say plus I, and we should now have a more different values, 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay, or maybe rather than this, we could have converted this to a string. Then we could have done 2 plus string, and this should have given us 20, 21, 22, which is more logical age of the people. Now let's imagine that we want to reorder the column positions. So instead of having size, sex, and age, we want to have sex in front. So how we can do that? We can do that like this, and we can say data table dot column, which column we want first. We want first the column sex, and now we can say set ordinal, and let's put in the first position, and let's see what we get. Exactly, we have first sex, then size, and then age. Now, let's imagine that we want instead to remove one column. We are not interested anymore in the size. So what we can do is data table dot columns dot remove. Which column you want to remove? We want to remove the column size, and that should be done. Sex and age. Perfect. Now let's comment this out, and let's say that we want to delete a row, but we don't want to delete a row random. We want to delete a specific row based on some parameters. So let's imagine that we want to delete all males. How we can achieve that? We can achieve that doing data row, data row, let's call it rows, equal to, and now let's introduce the select. What we want to select? We want to select sex equal to male equal to male. And now we will want to do a for each loop, for each loop, var item in rows, and now we say item dot delete, and finally don't forget to say data table dot accept changes, because if we do not do that, it will not delete the rows from the data table that will display the results. So let's see in browser. Let's save it, yes. And in fact, now we have only females. Now that we have introduced this select, let's make another example with this select. Let's comment this out, and I will just copy and paste some code so you don't have to see me typing. And we will say data row results in data table, and here we select a specific some specific range, so where the size is over 230 and sex is male. String builder needs a reference, so string builder uh, we reference the string builder, and now we perform a for each loop, and we say that that when this select is valid, it will return this value. Let's see it in browser, and in fact, this is what we get. Thank you for watching.